The morning after the saber-tooth attack arrived, cold and brittle. Mist curled like ghostly fingers above the low grass, and dew clung to every blade, shimmering like tiny jewels. The group stirred from their uneasy sleep, huddled together on the rocky ground. Their bodies ached from the night's chill, their bellies hollow and growling like distant thunder. The elder rose first. Her fur was damp with dew, her breath puffing in pale clouds. She scanned the land, her sharp eyes picking out every shadow, every flicker of movement. The memory of yesterday's hunt, if it could be called, that still lingered in her mind. They had driven away the great cat, yes, but at a cost. They had no kill, no feast, only roots and grubs and marrow sucked dry from ancient bones. And hunger. Hunger did not wait. Tribate souls clinging to existence needed more than scraps, needed meat, fat, warmth in their blood. The elder grunted low in her throat, calling the others. One by one they stirred mothers clutching infants, the young male who had nearly died under the saber-tooth's fangs, the two adult males whose broad shoulders gave strength to the group. They gathered their meager belongings. Nothing but stones, sticks, and their instincts. The elder moved out, leading them toward the east, where the earth smelled faintly of water. They walked in silence except for the soft crunch of their bare feet on the dust. Overhead, vultures wheeled in lazy circles, their wings slicing the pale sky. The search begins by midday. The sun was a merciless disk burning through the haze. Heat shimmered over the land, warping the horizon into a trembling mirage. The group paused near a dry riverbed, lips cracked, throats parched. The young male dropped to his knees and began digging at the hard soil, his fingers bleeding as he clawed deeper and deeper. Dust filled his mouth, coating his tongue like ash. Still he dug until at last a thin thread of moisture seeped up from the earth. He bent low, sucking greedily, his lips dark with mud. The others crowded around, their tongues lapping like desperate animals. The elder pulled him away with a harsh grunt. There was no time to linger. The land was too empty here, too exposed. They needed food, and food did not grow in cracked earth. They pressed on. By late afternoon, the terrain shifted. The grass grew taller, the soil softer, dotted with shrubs heavy with berries, the color of blood. The females surged forward, plucking the berries with quick, nimble fingers. They crushed the fruit in their mouths, crimson juice staining their lips. The taste was sharp, almost sour, but it filled the hollow ache inside. Even the infants suckled berry pulp from their mother's fingers, their small faces smeared red. But the elder was wary. Berries meant life. Yes, but also death. For some were poison. She sniffed each cluster before tasting, her tongue cautious. The young male, reckless and bold, stuffed his mouth without care until a harsh cough racked his body. He gagged, spit foaming purple, and the elder struck him across the shoulder, forcing the berries from his throat. He lay panting, eyes rolling white until the spasms passed. The group learned that day, hunger was an enemy that killed as easily as any fang. The first spark of ingenuity, as evening fell, they reached a place where the land dipped into a shallow basin. A small stream glimmered under the dying sun, winding like a silver serpent through reeds and mud. The air buzzed with the sound of life frogs croaking, insects humming, birds crying out as they wheeled above the water. And there, at the edge, something moved. Fish. Small, darting shadows flashing beneath the ripples. The tribe froze, watching, their eyes wide with hunger and curiosity. The young male crouched low, his hand trembling as he reached toward the water. But the fish were quick, vanishing like smoke the instant his fingers touched the surface. He growled in frustration, pounding the mud with his fist. Then he saw a long, straight branch lying nearby. He snatched it up, its tip sharp from a broken end. His mind sparked with something new, something dangerous, the thought that wood could become a weapon. He jabbed at the water, clumsy at first, striking only mud and ripples. The others watched, murmuring low sounds. The elder approached, her eyes narrowing as she grasped the branch, feeling its weight. She crouched, waited patient as stone, and, when a silver flash darted close, she thrust. The stick pierced water and flesh with a soft thud. When she lifted it, a fish writhed on the end, its body shimmering in the dying light. The tribe erupted in shrieks and hoots, a wild chorus of triumph. meat fresh, wet, alive in her hands. That night, they feasted like kings, though their kingship was no more than a patch of mud under a black sky. They tore the fish apart with their teeth, their faces slick with blood and oil. The taste was sharp, almost metallic, but it filled them with warmth, with strength. For the first time in days, hunger loosened its grip, and with it came something else, a flicker of understanding. A stick could pierce, a stick could kill. The young male clutched his branch even after the meal, his fingers stroking the smooth shaft like a talisman. We did not know the word for weapon. He did not know the word for tool. But deep in his bones, something new had taken root, a seed that would grow for millions of years. Nightfall, and the hyenas came. The moon rose pale and swollen over the land, casting silver fire across the savannah. The group huddled near the reeds, their bellies full, but their hearts uneasy. Night was the realm of hunters, and where blood was spilled, predators followed. The first sound was a laugh. It drifted through the dark like the cry of a mad spirit high, sharp rising and falling in eerie waves. Then came another and another, until the night pulsed with sound. The tribe froze, their eyes wide, their ears twitching. The elder knew that laugh was death-given voice. Hyenas. They came in shadows, sliding low through the grass-massive brutes. Their shoulders humped, jaws like iron. Their eyes gleamed in the moonlight as they fanned out, circling, their laughter swelling into a hideous chorus. The tribe pressed together, trembling. The mothers clutched their infants close, the young male gripping his stick so hard his knuckles split. His breath came in ragged bursts, his body screaming to run, but there was nowhere to go. Open land stretched in every direction. The hyenas were many,